Hey Steelers Nation, what a ride we just witnessed. If you had told anyone a few weeks ago that this team would take the division, earn the right to a home playoff game, and deliver a last-week showdown that had everyone on the edge of their seats, most would have laughed. Yet here we are, and the reality is nothing short of electric. The final game of the regular season against the Ravens, our fiercest rivals in the division, had all the ingredients for a classic. The stakes could not have been higher. A winner-takes-all scenario, a clash that would determine playoff dreams, and a rivalry fueled by decades of history. From the opening kickoff, you could feel the tension in the stadium. Every fan knew this was more than just a game. This was a moment that would define the season. Every yard gained, every tackle made, and every play executed carried the weight of expectation from a city that demands excellence. The game itself unfolded like a thriller written for the ages. The score remained close throughout, with neither team willing to give an inch. It all came down to the wire, and, as often happens in football, it boiled down to a few crucial plays that would swing the outcome. The missed field goal by Baltimore's rookie kicker at 44 yards was the defining moment. You could hear the collective gasp of the crowd, followed by a wave of euphoria as realization set in. The Steelers had claimed the victory. The stadium erupted. It wasn't just cheering. It was an outpouring of relief, joy, and pride, the kind of sound that only comes when a team has battled through adversity and emerged victorious. This was not a flawless performance. Far from it. But every ounce of effort, every calculated risk, every moment of teamwork contributed to a win that will be remembered for years. Behind the scenes, the players carried themselves with a mix of exhaustion and elation. Offensive lineman Zach Frazier, a quietly dominant presence all season, sat almost alone yet surrounded by teammates, reflecting on the moment with a cigar in one hand and a cap to adjust in the other. His calm demeanor belied the intensity of the game, yet his words were simple and profound. Been there, won that. AFC North champions. It was a statement that captured the essence of the night. The team's wide receivers, particularly Calvin Austin, had gone above and beyond, executing plays that required not only skill but creativity and courage. Austin had been assigned routes designed for a player much bigger than him, and he executed them flawlessly, creating space, breaking tackles, and connecting for crucial yardage that ultimately contributed to the team's success. Every player knew their role, but more importantly, they understood the bigger picture. They were part of something larger than themselves, a collective pursuit of victory and pride for the Steelers. The defense also rose to the occasion in monumental ways. ACI Otto, a name that may be unfamiliar to some, proved to be a game-changer. His presence on the line disrupted Lamar Jackson's rhythm, stifled Derrick Henry's runs, and forced the Ravens to adjust their strategy on the fly. It was a combination of preparation, instinct, and raw athleticism that showcased the depth of talent this team possesses. Cam Hayward, stepping in for an absent teammate, delivered a performance that combined brute force with precision, aiding his brother Connor in scoring a critical touchdown that shifted momentum and lifted spirits. Every block, every sack, every interception played a role in a larger story, one that highlighted the resilience, skill, and determination that defines the Steelers' identity. Special teams, often overlooked but always critical, contributed in ways that emphasized the team's comprehensive effort. The missed kick by the opponent was not luck alone. It was the result of relentless pressure, strategic positioning, and execution under duress. Every member of the roster, whether on the field or on the sidelines, played a part in creating the environment where the team could thrive. Patrick Queen, known for his consistency and discipline, smiled quietly as he observed the celebration, a subtle acknowledgement that perfection is not always the goal, but rather the culmination of shared effort and mutual respect. Even the younger players understood their roles, contributing with energy and determination, knowing that moments like these are what define careers and fan experiences alike. Off the field, the atmosphere was equally remarkable. Fans in the stadium experienced a surge of emotion that reflected both anticipation and catharsis. The chants, the collective gasps, the jubilant celebrations. all of it created an environment that fueled the team's performance. The crowd was not passive. They were participants in the drama, lending energy that seemed almost tangible, lifting players in crucial moments. This was a performance where every individual, from seasoned veterans to rookies, from coaches to support staff, contributed to a narrative larger than any single play. And as the final whistle blew, the mix of relief, pride, and exhilaration was palpable. Players embraced, fans cheered, and the city celebrated a moment that had been years in the making. It was a reminder that football is not just about statistics or scores, but about shared experiences, perseverance, and the sheer joy of triumph after struggle. Looking ahead, this victory is not the end, but the beginning of a new chapter. The Steelers now face a fresh opponent in the playoffs, one that they rarely encounter in regular matchups. The extra time before the next challenge provides an opportunity for rest, analysis, and refinement. Key players like Austin can return to their signature roles. The team can build on its strengths, and the momentum generated from this divisional championship can carry them forward. The significance of this home playoff game cannot be overstated. For the first time in years, fans will witness the team compete at the highest level in front of a vibrant home crowd, a scenario that energizes players and deepens the connection between the team and the city. Every detail, from strategy to morale, will be magnified, but the foundation laid in this season and solidified in this dramatic victory provides confidence that the Steelers are ready for what comes next. Moments like these are why fans immerse themselves in football with such passion. It is not just about winning or losing. It is about the journey, the narratives that unfold, and the shared pride in witnessing excellence and determination on display. The combination of skill, preparation, teamwork, and a bit of fortune created a perfect storm that allowed the Steelers to rise above adversity and claim their place at the top of the division. From the tension-filled kickoff to the final whistle, every second of the game contributed to a story that will be recounted, analyzed, and celebrated for years to come. The blend of personal achievement, collective effort, and strategic brilliance exemplifies what it means to be part of the Pittsburgh Steelers family. The celebration did not stop with the final whistle. In fact, it only began there. Players lingered on the field, soaking in the roar of the crowd, exchanging high fives, handshakes, and embraces that conveyed relief, pride, and pure joy. Coaches walked along the sidelines, some quietly observing, others sharing animated exchanges with the athletes, their eyes reflecting a mix of strategic satisfaction and emotional release. The season had been long and grueling, filled with highs and lows, moments of doubt, and flashes of brilliance. And this victory, particularly against the Ravens, felt like the culmination of months of preparation and sacrifice. Every practice, every play call, every late-night film session had led to this moment, and it showed in the way the team carried itself. Disciplined yet exuberant, focused yet ready to savor the moment. Zach Frazier remained a standout figure amid the post-game euphoria. Watching him quietly in his corner, cigar in hand, yet fully engaged with his teammates, it was clear that leadership comes in many forms. Frazier's presence was not loud or flamboyant, but it radiated assurance. He embodied the idea that victory is the product of collective effort, and that even the most critical moments are best met with composure and confidence. Around him, players reflected their own mix of exhaustion and elation. Calvin Austin, after his electrifying touchdown, moved through the stadium with a combination of humility and pride, aware that his performance had been pivotal but never losing sight of the team's overall achievement. Each player's story intertwined with the others, creating a tapestry of effort, determination, and shared purpose. No single act of heroism defined the night. It was the accumulation of small victories, strategic decisions, and precise execution that led to triumph. Defensively, the Steelers proved yet again why they are considered one of the most disciplined and adaptable units in the league. ACI Otto's contributions on the line had a ripple effect throughout the game. His ability to read the offense, anticipate movements, and disrupt plays forced Lamar Jackson to adjust and reconsider options, limiting the effectiveness of what could have been devastating drives. Derrick Henry, who had dominated in previous matchups, was largely contained after the initial plays, and the adjustments made by the coaching staff were executed with near-flawless precision. The blend of youth and experience on the defensive side of the ball created a synergy that opponents struggled to overcome. Cam Hayward's sheer force and strategic positioning exemplified the kind of relentless determination that defines Steelers football. Every tackle, every pressure, every forced error was a testament to preparation, discipline, and the refusal to allow a rival to dictate the game's outcome. The offense, meanwhile, capitalized on opportunities with creativity and adaptability. Patrick Queen's composure under pressure, his ability to read plays, and his strategic awareness were evident throughout the matchup. The wide receivers, working as a cohesive unit, executed routes that required split-second adjustments and extraordinary athleticism. Calvin Austin's performance, particularly on plays requiring him to embody the movements of a much larger player, highlighted both his talent and the ingenuity of the coaching staff. The offense did not simply rely on raw talent. It relied on strategy, anticipation, and the ability to seize the moment. Every yard gained, every successful pass, and every scoring opportunity reflected the balance between preparation and adaptability, showcasing a team that could thrive under pressure and make the necessary adjustments to secure victory. Special teams also played a quietly crucial role, a reminder that football is a game of inches and seconds where every detail matters. While the Ravens' missed kick was widely discussed, it was not an isolated moment of chance. The pressure applied by the Steelers' formation, the positioning, and the mental toughness displayed throughout the game created an environment where mistakes were amplified. These subtle contributions often go unnoticed, but in a game of this magnitude, they were just as decisive as a touchdown or interception. From the kickoff coverage to blocking assignments, the special teams executed with a level of precision that reinforced the idea that every unit, every player, and every assignment contributes to the overall success of the team. As the celebrations continued, the magnitude of the achievement began to sink in. This was the first division championship in 5 years, the first home playoff game since 2018, and a chance to create new memories for both players and fans. It was a moment that transcended the statistics, the standings, and even the rivalry itself. It was about proving resilience, demonstrating skill under pressure, and sharing a collective sense of accomplishment with a city that lives and breathes football. Fans who had endured a long season of highs and lows now found themselves part of a story that was both thrilling and affirming. The energy in the stadium was not merely celebratory. It was a reaffirmation of the Steelers' identity, a reminder that this team competes not just for wins, but for pride, legacy, and community. The narrative of the game extended beyond individual heroics. Every interception, every tackle, every yard gained was part of a broader storyline, one where teamwork and preparation intersected with opportunity and circumstance. The combination of veteran leadership and emerging talent created a dynamic that was unstoppable in the final moments. Even players who might not have been in the spotlight contributed in critical ways, setting blocks, making adjustments, and maintaining focus under immense pressure. The Steelers' success was a reminder that football is a symphony of coordinated effort, where every role matters and every contribution can tip the scales in a close contest. Looking ahead to the playoffs, the team's mindset remains clear. This victory is a foundation, not a conclusion. The extra time to rest and prepare allows the Steelers to refine their strategies, capitalize on strengths, and address any vulnerabilities. Key players can return to their preferred roles, while emerging stars continue to develop confidence and familiarity with high-pressure situations. The significance of a home playoff game cannot be overstated. It provides an opportunity to leverage fan energy, familiar surroundings, and strategic advantage. Every detail, from coaching decisions to player focus, will be magnified, but the foundation laid in this season and crystallized in this divisional win provides a blueprint for continued success. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. A shockwave is echoing through Pittsburgh, and while nothing has been officially confirmed, the whispers are growing louder by the hour. The Mike Tomlin era with the Steelers may be coming to an end. Sources close to the organization suggest that what once seemed unthinkable is now very much on the table. After years of stability, consistency, and a leadership style that defined the franchise, there's a sense that a general cleanup has quietly begun behind closed doors. Tomlin has long been viewed as untouchable, a symbol of continuity in a league obsessed with change. Yet, insiders describe a front office increasingly restless, questioning whether the familiar voice in the locker room still resonates the same way it once did. The belief circulating is not about a single loss or moment, but about fatigue, philosophy, and a desire to reset the identity of the team from top to bottom. When words like transition and new direction start appearing in internal conversations, alarms naturally go off. The rumor mill points to structural changes that go beyond the coaching staff, with roster decisions and organizational roles also under review. Tomlin's potential exit would not be framed as a failure, but rather as the closing of a chapter that has run its course. Some speculate the move could be mutual, allowing the coach to seek a fresh challenge while the Steelers attempt to rediscover their edge with a new voice and vision. Fans are divided. For some, the idea of Tomlin leaving feels like heresy, a break from tradition that could backfire. For others, the possibility represents overdue evolution in a league that punishes stagnation. For now, Pittsburgh holds its breath, caught between loyalty to the past and curiosity about what comes next. One thing seems certain. If this rumor becomes reality, it will mark one of the most dramatic turning points in recent Steelers history. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.